Look, your air compressor is basically the heartbeat of your mobile detailing setup. Everything runs through it. Drying cars after a wash, blowing pet hair and crumbs out of every crevice, cleaning vents, inflating tires, and if you're running a Tornador or any cyclonic tool, it becomes even more critical. But most people get this wrong. They either overspend on a monster they can barely lift, or cheap out on something that dies in 6 months and sounds like a jet engine in the client's driveway at 7 a.m. I've broken down 7 compressors that make sense for different stages of a detailing business, from basic blowouts to full interior restorations. All the links are in the description, so let's get into it. The California Air Tools 8010 hits this sweet spot that's really hard to find. 1 horsepower motor running at 1680 RPM, noise level of just 60 decibels, which is quieter than the conversation you're having with your client while it runs. 8-gallon steel tank, 2.2 cubic feet per minute at 90 pounds per square inch, 48 pounds with wheels already attached. The oil-free dual-piston pump is rated for 3,000 plus hours, enormous compared to budget compressors that fall apart after a few hundred. For everyday tasks like forcing water out of mirrors and door handles, clearing dust from vents, or blasting carpets before vacuuming, this thing works without drama. You can pull up to a quiet street at sunrise and nobody's calling the HOA on you. The 70-30 duty cycle means it handles constant recycling better than cheaper units that overheat mid-job on a hot afternoon. For higher demand tools, you'll work in 15 to 20 second bursts before the tank recovers, totally manageable for most workflows. Now if budget is the priority and you need something light enough to grab with one hand, the Craftsman CMEC 6150 makes a strong case. 6-gallon pancake, 32.5 pounds, 2.6 cubic feet per minute at 90 pounds per square inch and 150 pounds per square inch max. That higher ceiling means the smaller tank packs in more stored air than you'd expect. Great for solid initial blasts when drying wheel spokes, clearing honeycomb grills, or knocking debris from trunk carpets. It's noticeably louder than the California Air Tools units, so hearing protection is smart in a closed garage. Here's an insight that saves money though. This compressor, the Porter Cable C2002, and the Bostitch BTFP 02012 are all built on the same Stanley Black & Decker platform. Motors, pumps, tanks, virtually identical. What changes is the shell, paint, and accessories. So ignore brand loyalty and buy whichever one is on sale. Alright, what happens when your business grows and you start taking on nightmare interior jobs? The Stealth 12-gallon SAQ 11215 is built for that transition. 1.5 horsepower induction motor, 4.0 cubic feet per minute at 90 pounds per square inch, 12-gallon vertical tank up to 150 pounds per square inch, and only 68 decibels. You get 45 to 60 seconds of continuous high-demand tool use before pressure drops, enough to power through an entire floorboard or a full set of destroyed rubber mats without pausing. Say a regular client drops off their family SUV after a beach vacation, sand in every seam, sticky residue everywhere. With this compressor, you maintain your flow instead of stopping every 10 seconds to wait. The vertical footprint tucks right behind a wheel well in your van without eating floor space. And because the induction motor is oil-free, it fires up in freezing weather when oil-lubricated units struggle with thickened fluid. These motors last roughly 3 times longer than universal motors too. At 95 pounds, it's a ramp situation for loading, but that's a small trade for this level of output. This next one solves a problem most detailers don't realize they have until it ruins someone's interior. The California Air Tools. CAT 4610AC uses twin aluminum tanks instead of steel. Why does that matter? Every time you compress air, atmospheric moisture condenses inside the tank. Steel tanks that don't get drained regularly develop internal rust, and one aggressive trigger pull can spray brownish water across a client's beige leather seat. Aluminum eliminates that risk completely. At 4.6 gallons and 2.2 cubic feet per minute, this isn't the unit for extended heavy-duty work. But weighing 44 pounds with a perfectly balanced twin-stack shape and 60 decibels of noise, it's phenomenal for precision tasks like engine bay drying, ceramic coating prep, and leather dye airbrushing. Aluminum sheds heat faster than steel too, so compressed air cools quicker and carries less moisture to your tools. If you work in a humid coastal climate doing paint correction or coating work, that built-in moisture reduction genuinely matters. The Porter Cable C2002 has been around forever, and there's a reason it refuses to die. Same 6-gallon pancake as the Craftsman, same 2.6 cubic feet per minute, same guts underneath. Where this one separates itself is durability on the road. The wraparound shroud fully covers gauges, manifold, and pressure switch, protecting them from the constant shifting and banging in a work vehicle. The low-amp motor also handles voltage drops well. You're running a 50-foot extension cord from an older home's garage outlet, most compressors stall or trip the breaker, this one keeps going. Noise sits around 82 decibels, so it's not subtle, but replacement parts are at any hardware store in the country. If your drain valve cracks on a busy Saturday morning, you're back in business within an hour instead of losing a full day waiting on a shipment. Okay, so this is the one I keep coming back to. The California Air Tools 10,020 Canadian dollars pushes 5.3 cubic feet per minute at 90 pounds per square inch from a 2-horsepower motor with a 10-gallon vertical tank, all at 70 decibels. Most cyclonic cleaning tools need around 5 cubic feet per minute for continuous operation. This compressor exceeds that, meaning you can hold the trigger as long as you want, and the unit keeps refilling the tank while you work. That fundamentally changes how you approach restorations. Instead of the constant start-stop rhythm smaller compressors force on you, everything becomes one unbroken motion. A minivan with 3 years of ground-in cracker crumbs and mysterious sticky spots in every crevice. You just flow through it. The Easy Start valve bleeds pressure at startup to prevent breaker trips at older houses, and the Ease 1 auto drain valve purges condensation on a timer so you never have to remember. At 82.5 pounds, you'll want a ramp, and the 15-amp draw needs at least a 3,500-watt generator for off-grid jobs. For a high-volume operation doing multiple vehicles daily, the time saved pays for itself fast. Last up, the Bostitch BTFP02-012 rounds out the Stanley Black & Decker trio. Same proven 6-gallon, 2.6 CFM, 150 PSI platform as its siblings. The real play here is convenience. It ships with a 13-piece accessory kit including a 50-foot hose with pre-installed couplers, a blowgun, tire gauge, and inflation needles. If you're launching your detailing side hustle this weekend and don't want to spend an extra hour at the hardware store figuring out fittings and adapters, this gets you running immediately. It's also the lightest compressor on the list at 29 pounds and marginally quieter at 78.5 decibels. The high-flow regulator manifold deserves a mention too. It's ported wider than most budget regulators, so when you pull the trigger, you get instant response instead of that mushy delay. Experienced detailers will eventually upgrade the included PVC hose to a flexible polyurethane one, but for getting started, the complete package is hard to beat. So, to wrap it all up, if you want the absolute top-tier compressor that handles everything a professional detailing business throws at it, the California Air Tools 10,020 Canadian dollars with its 5.3 cubic feet per minute and auto drain system is the one. For heavy interior work with extended runtime in a space-efficient package, the Stealth 12-gallon delivers serious power without taking over your van. If quiet operation is non-negotiable for your market, the California Air Tools 8010 at 60 decibels lets you work anywhere at any hour. For coastal or humid environments where air purity matters, the aluminum-tanked CAT 4610 AC keeps everything clean and dry. And if you're getting started and want the most value right now, grab whichever Stanley Black & Decker pancake is cheapest between the Craftsman, Porter Cable, and Bostitch. They're the same machine wearing different outfits. Links for everything are in the description. Let me know in the comments which one you're running or thinking about, and I'll catch you in the next one.